Hello, Just Too Good here. Today I'm reviewing the LEGO Justice League movie Battle of Atlantis set. This has 197 pieces, 4 minifigures, and retails for $20 in the United States. Now let's take a look at those minifigures. So here is Aquaman, and he looks incredible. Let's take a moment to appreciate that titanium metallic trident. Alright, moment up. Anyways, there's a nice pearl gold torso, some dark green legs, and the design for the torso actually carries onto the back, which looks very good once you remove the hair. And the hair itself is actually not a rubber, it's a hard plastic, and I love that new design with the little highlights of, I guess, a tan coloring. So here's his alternate facial expression. They also include 2 power blasts in this nice translucent light blue, and you just push on that, and they fly out. It's a nice little play feature, and I like it so much better than the Super Jumper. Next is the Parademon, which this guy also comes in the Flying Fox. It's a bright light orange, don't let my camera fool you. And you can see that they have this nice wing design. It's a smaller one, which can also be swapped out for a larger wing design. And he also has a stud shooter, which you know how those work. Once you press down on this, the little stud goes flying. And if you remove the back wing area, you can see there's some really cool printing on the back of the torso. Interesting enough, they also include a separate sheet of 2 extra wings, so I do like that. So there's 2 Atlantean guards in the set, and they're a little bit different. We'll get to how they're different later, but you can see they have this nice spear piece, which is in a lot of the diving sets, but in a new white coloring, so that's something I haven't seen for that piece before. And the torso themselves actually look a little bit similar to Aquaman's, but it's a nice pearl gold design with even some little specks like right there, which I really like those little detailings. And the legs are also fully pearl gold, unlike Aquaman's. And you can see they have some back torso printing, and this helmet mold's completely new. It's a very detailed helmet, and if you remove it, you can see underneath he has Legolas's face from the Hobbit sets and the Dimensions pack, not from the original Lord of the Rings sets. You can see kind of an angry facial expression right there. And that is how these guys are different. Same weapon, same torso, legs, and helmet, but the face print right here you can see is this Anakin face, which is actually a more uncommon one. That was only in like 2 sets. And you can see this back face printing right here. And that's a pretty nice face print to get in general. So that's it for the minifigures, and now let's go on to the build. So here's the build all together, and you'll see nice little glow-in-the-dark elements, some sand green, and even some translucent blue. So we'll start at the center, and this little pedestal right here is a nice build. You can see it uses these mason bricks, or brick pieces, whatever you want to call them, in sand green. There's actually 14 of those in this set, which is very impressive. And you get this nice little mother box design, which you have a minifigure hold because it's made out of a 2x2 plate on the bottom, these modified 1x2 bricks with the little grills in them, and on top there's a nice 2x2 printed tile with an exclusive design because this is the only set to have a white mother box in it, which looks great. So moving on from the middle section, you can see both little sides are similar but not exactly the same. Both pillars are meant to be knocked over, so you just kind of flick this part and they fall over easily like that. You can see some plant life behind there. But some of the differences include these little stickers right here. This one includes a barnacle sticker, which is quite interesting. I actually like that little design. And this one over here includes just a little bit of a marking or maybe some algae or something. And for this one, the plant life is sort of on front of the pillar. There are glow-in-the-dark studs throughout. This one has a glow-in-the-dark stud at the bottom, and this one has a glow-in-the-dark stud attached to the side. And of course, like I said, both sides are meant to be knocked over, so you could easily knock over that one just like that. Going on to the middle section, you could see that they use these pillar pieces in sand green, which is actually a pretty hard color to find that piece in. And these also have stickers on them, which have some very interesting designs. And if you go to the back of the whole set, you can see there's a little bit of an archway building up. So that archway leads up to the main play feature set, where you put the mother box inside this little area right here. Now this top part can easily be removed, and that is on purpose. At first I was like, why the heck is there? And I was like, oh, they include a super jumper in this set. Now if you don't know what a super jumper is, it's this little clear piece that is meant to be flicked, and you're supposed to put a minifigure on there. Now this is the problem with these, is that they damage the back of the minifigure legs. So I just got a random pair of black legs not included in the set. They say to put the Parademon on here, so I didn't want to damage the bottom of the Parademon's legs because those are some new printing. So I just easily put the Parademon onto these black legs. And you're just supposed to push on the back of the super jumper, and it knocks over this, and it knocks out the mother box. And the last part of this set is actually this little area that we knocked over, and that's because this part right here is actually exclusive to the set in that color. It's the same color as a trident, And also this little windshield-esque piece right here in this translucent blue is exclusive to the set in that color. So there's some nice pieces in here overall. But that's it for the build overall. Let's take a look at the packaging and then the final verdict. This set has a weird box size. I think this was last used with Willie's Butte Cars 3 set. And there's no comic book included, but the back does have some advertisements for the upcoming sets. And that's about it. So overall, this set has so much going for it. The 4 minifigures, which have a lot of hard-to-find minifigures and exclusive figures. I like the little things like how the 2 Atlantean soldiers have different heads from each other. Stuff like that, LEGO doesn't have to do, but I'm so glad they did. Aquaman is one of my favorite figures of this year. I think he looks incredible. The Parademon inclusion is pretty cool because he does come in a much more expensive set, so this is a cheap way to get that version. And the actual Atlantis build is something that harkens back to Atlantis from back in the day, and I think the sand green coloring on there is great. Another great color that appears in this set is glow in the dark, which is something that you don't get too much, and you get some of those studs in here, which is great. And there's some new colors for some of those pieces as well. Now, the worst part of this is the play feature. So this is one I don't think I would suggest more towards kids if you're, just getting a LEGO set to play around with, because the super jumper is something that damages your pieces, and that's something you don't really want. So all that considered, I'd still rate this set an A. Like I said, weak play features, but everything else just outweighs that it's still a very highly recommended set for me. So that's it for now. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Bye.